morning and welcome to Winging It Buffalo Style. I'm Victoria Hong.
I'm Amelia Siegel. I'm Nalina Shapiro.
We have asked Nalina to join us because of the story that everybody is talking about this morning, the verdict in the Dr. James Corasanti manslaughter hit-and-run trial. Everybody has heard not guilty on all the felony counts. Now, Nalina, you were actually in the courtrooms in the mornings for almost the entire court proceeding, the trial.
Yeah, more than 5 weeks.
Yeah, more than 5 weeks. What was your reaction?
Well, just listening and watching everybody inside that courtroom throughout this trial, it was quite the experience. There was a lot of emotion, very emotional trial. The victim's family was inside. Corasanti supporters were also inside. So there was definitely a mixed reaction.
All right, now we're just going to get you up to speed in case you are just learning about this verdict. All the results. Dr. James Corasanti's trial, he was found not guilty of second-degree vehicular manslaughter, second-degree manslaughter, leaving the scene of a fatal accident, tampering with evidence by wiping down his car, and tampering with evidence by deleting text messages. He was found guilty of only one misdemeanor common law DWI.
Yeah, and could spend up to 1 year in jail, opposed to the over 23 years before he was facing.
I'll be honest, I was shocked. When it came down, I was watching Channel 4, and my friend Maggie, we were kind of texting. She summed it up. She just said, wow.
Yeah, and the Erie County District Attorney, Frank Sedita, he said the same thing. He said he was, in his 24 years as a prosecutor, he has never been this astonished. Take a listen to what he had to say.
The jury apparently chose to credit the testimony of Dr. Corasanti and to believe the version of events and various explanations put forth by Dr. Corasanti. If you have more financial resources at your disposal, your defense will be more vigorous and perhaps better presented, and the system is fair and just for both those of limited means and those who are financially more well off.
So again, the DA is reiterating that Dr. Corasanti told the jurors and the jury that he did not know he hit a person. If he did, he would have stopped, called 911. Right. And you heard right there, he thinks the jury believed that, and that's the reason why they said he's not guilty.
You know, I should say, on the other hand, former DA Frank Clark, he had said in reference to the money, and it can buy you perhaps great defense lawyers, he said, but he was being judged by his peers and the people in the jury. They were perhaps not as wealthy. Right. And so it's just, it was a jury. And on Facebook and Twitter, people obviously are being very vocal about this. Many people are saying they're outraged. I read one comment on my Facebook page. She said, well, like you just said, the jury is his peers. They decided that he was not guilty, and we need to respect the legal decision here.
Now, this isn't the first time he's been in trouble with DWI, right?
That's right, Amelia, and the jury couldn't know about that. We learned that he has had a previous DWI conviction in his past, but they felt that that shouldn't be brought up during the trial.
It was also brought up, we did some investigating yesterday, and Dr. Corasanti has been practicing up to this point, even though he is no longer with Buffalo Medical Group. He did have an office independently, and he was still performing his procedures. So,
yes.
I'm sure so much more to come out of this.
Yes, and also in the community where Alexandria Rice, the victim, was struck and killed, there's a huge memorial set up. People have been visiting there. I believe we have video of it. Just take a look. There's flowers. That's her right there. She was, of course, on her skateboarder last July when she was struck and killed in the evening.
And this is just a few shots of the people just walking by after having heard the verdict. They brought their kids and people of all ages just going by, and as you just saw,
kind of looking bewildered,
tears,
even.
Right?
Just right.
Go ahead. And one of her friends actually spoke to us. Very emotional sound. I believe we have that. Take a listen.
I honestly didn't say anything. I covered my nose and my mouth and sat there at my dining room table and cried. That's all there really is to do. There's no words.
Very emotional sound.
Yeah, very heartbreaking.
Tough to listen to.
Okay, at this